Hey, I'm Victoria Baxter, and you're watching Lauren Loves It.
Perfect. It's like, hey,
Perfect.
you're Disney Channel.
You're watching Disney Channel.
We are here with the beautiful and talented Victoria Baxter. Are you in Atlanta right now?
Yes, I am in Atlanta. This is where I currently reside.
So I met you a couple years ago when you were, you co-starred in a short film that I was like second AD on. And
Yeah.
you had a small role, but it was impactful and it was memorable. And I decided to follow your career ever since then. Kind of stalked you a little bit. And
Hey, thanks.
when I saw your movie Caretakers, I watched it during the premiere and I was blown away. I was like, I have to interview this girl. So
Wow. Okay, thank you so much. Also, just being there at the premiere too. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. I keep telling people too, I'm just really grateful for anyone taking the time. It's 16 minutes. It's so short, but at the same time, like, it's the holidays, things are busy. So when people take the time to like take a look at our film, it really means a lot to me. So thank you.
quickly tell the people who you are, where you're from, and kind of what led you to this world of acting.
Yeah, great. So my name is Victoria Baxter. So I have been acting since I was little. Like, I always did church plays. My like Girl Scout group, we used to get together and do little plays in our basement and that kind of thing. Even at the summer camp I went to, I taught the drama patch class when I was in high school. Like, that was my forte. But yeah, I've always loved theater. I've always loved the performing arts. Even like, I was a gymnast as well, and there's a lot of performance in that, like when you're on the floor and everything. So it's always just kind of been a part of my childhood. And then I'm originally from New Jersey, but then moved to Florida when I was 10. So then did high school plays, and I went off to college, and I really wanted to do theater, but my parents are more practical than I can be sometimes. And so my degree is actually in elementary education, which I got at the University of Central Florida. Go Knights. And it was at that time, actually, I had a roommate who, her major was theater. And so I kind of was like taking a back seat, watching what she was doing. I remember when she applied to agents, and I was kind of like, well, if she's doing that, I mean, maybe I could do that. So that's when I first signed, was in college in 2011. And I remember my first big audition was for a Busch Gardens commercial, and I was like so excited. Yeah. And then I got first refusal on it, but I didn't know what first refusal meant. So when my agents called me, they were like, congratulations, you got first refusal. I thought that meant I booked it. So I was like stoked, on cloud nine, like, this is the thing. And then I was informed. But yeah, so ever since then, I have always wanted to do film and television, was really always the goal. But I ended up, after graduating, going into teaching. So I did use my degree for a bit there. A little bit, but I used it. So I taught 5th grade, and I was teaching in various schools for about 3 years. And then it was my last year teaching that I had like a really impactful conversation with my students. And I just kind of finally got to the point of like, why haven't I even tried? You know, like, I haven't moved anywhere. I haven't tried to go all in with it. And so that's when I moved here to Atlanta in 2017 to try and pursue acting full time. Mm-hmm.
So 2017.
It's still the goal.
Earlier than that. You're doing
No, that was when I was like, all right, all in. Let's go for it.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the new movie, the short, because I mean, it's 16 minutes, but it needs to be longer, because like, I would watch it longer. It is so good. How did it feel playing two different characters?
That it's like a dream come true. I kept referring to it, and still do, as like my Parent Trap movie, because that's like a big, I have like a little actor's bucket list of like stuff that I hope to do one day in film. And that wasn't even on there. Like, I didn't even think of that as an option to be like two characters in the same film. So the premise of Caretakers is that there is this woman, her name is Claire, and she is a young single mom, and she's a night nurse. So she works at night, and she has, you know, her 8-year-old son who needs to go to school during the day and homework and fun activities. And so she's constantly like under stress and lack of sleep and all that. So in this world, she enrolls in a program called the Caretakers program, where you receive an artificially intelligent clone who looks just like you, picks up on your mannerisms. And so that's Liara. And then Liara is the person during the day that takes care of David, the son. But while Claire is asleep, she has this device that she is allowed to, if she wants, put on her temple, and it logs into Liara's body. So then at one point, it's almost like playing 3 people, because then there are times when it's Claire, but she's logged into Liara. So there's a lot happening, but it's a lot of good stuff happening in there.
So there's a really emotional scene with her son that I feel like you just nailed. Do you like doing the dramatic side of acting?
Yeah, actually, it's quite funny because, I mean, even my personality, like, I'm very high energy, I'm goofy. I mean, I like doing funny accents. Like, I don't know, kind of a nerd sometimes. But when it comes to acting roles, my favorites are often the dramatic pieces, and that's where I feel most at home. So that, especially even in that moment, like those auditions that I get or the opportunities that I get to perform in a dramatic piece are something that it just challenges me in a different way, and then it helps me like tap into something that I normally don't dwell in on the day to day. So yeah, it's a really that's my preferred style of acting. And I think too, like, my favorite films and my favorite actors are ones who are in dramatic roles. Yeah. I hope to do comedy one day, though. Maybe someone will be like, no, she's kind of funny.
We're doing Vlogmas over here at Lauren Loves It. So before you go, I want to talk to you about
Love that.
Favorite holiday movie. What is your favorite holiday movie of all time?
Ooh, yes. So I don't know if this is like my favorite, but it's favorite because it's sentimental to me. So I'll say 2 answers. The first thing that comes to mind is It's a Wonderful Life. And the reason is my family watches that movie every Christmas Eve. Like, ever since I can remember, we've been watching that movie. And so it's just, that's like a traditional, heartwarming, cozy movie to me. It's also very moving. There's a lot going on in that film. Which I didn't grow to understand until I was older. So that's definitely my number one. When I think of like Christmas movies, that's the first thing that comes to mind. And then, this is a cheesy one, but I honestly love Elf. Like,
oh, it's my favorite. It's not cheesy.
And I'm not even like a gigantic Will Ferrell fan. Like I could take him or leave him. I'm like, oh yeah, he's pretty cool. But like, something about that movie, it's just like so good, and it's quotable. I love a quotable movie. The Elf, what's your favorite color? Oh, it's so good.
I have a picture on my front door, just like the door banner of Buddy the Elf right now for Christmas. Just like a lifestyle.
I love that.
It's
just so charming. It's a charming film.
It's a very charming film. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I know your career, you're not like at the end of it at all. You have a long way to go.
Thank you. I hope so.
Yes, you do.
We're speaking it out.
Of course. We're throwing it out there. What do you want, at least right now in your life, what do you think you want your legacy to be as an actress, producer, whatever it is that you end up doing?
Oh, yes. So one of the main reasons why I just fell in love with acting, and why it's always been a passion of mine. I love a lot of various aspects of it. I love the fact that it is a collaborative art form, and it's something where every person is essential, and you need everyone from the lighting guys sound, makeup, like everything, everyone gets to come together to create something beautiful. And that's one of the things that I hope, that no matter what set I'm on, or TV show, movie, commercial, you name it, I just want to be a person that sees other people. Like, I want everyone to know that they are important and that they matter, no matter where they are. Because I think sometimes there's like a hierarchy in the film industry of like, oh, there's the director and the producers and the actors and everyone else doesn't matter. And so I just want to be a person that in every room that I walk into, I want people to feel seen and loved. So that's one of my biggest things. And then the second thing that's really important to me about filmmaking, I spent some time overseas as a missionary, and I worked in East Asia and Africa. And the thing that I took away from that is that they watch our movies. Like, their movies are our movies from, LA, Hollywood. And I just remember thinking like, holy cow, like a film has an opportunity not only to like impact, the audience that we think here in the United States, but literally internationally. Like, and that's another thing that I hope as, the legacy that I get to leave behind is I want to be part of films that inspire people, that tell truthful stories, that maybe even challenge people's way of thinking, that also, even something like Elf, where it's maybe not like a Critics' Choice movie, but it's heartwarming and people love to come together, and it's like something that they attach memory to. Like, those are the types of films that I want to do. And so I hope that's another legacy, those two things in particular that I can leave behind, is movies that change people, and that while I'm on those films, that each and every person I come in contact with feels seen and loved.
That's beautiful. Never change. Please don't ever change.
Thank you. It's my little life mission statement. So hopefully that sticks with me.
I just appreciate you taking some time out. I didn't want to spend too much time of your time. It is the holidays. But thank you so much, Victoria. I look forward to...
Thank you so much for having me. This is incredible. I really appreciate you reaching out.
No, amazing. I am going to continue stalking you, so be prepared.
Yes, likewise.
Thank you. All right. Well, thank you, my darling. And I'll be seeing you. I'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Thank you so much, Lauren.